Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Monday afternoon, December 9th, and we're looking at the last 2 days of the market profile of SPY TF and the top of the gap from the 5th. And for a day that started off promising for the bulls, after the first two time frames, sellers basically took over and ruled the day. We go out with a price spike and a price probe to the downside. Huge gap still in place. We ate 30 ticks away from it. It's still 155. But the market did what I said this morning's video, what I was looking to do, kind of did it in the reverse fashion now. Because where we opened, I expected what happened here to actually happen here first before we tried to go up. But it did the exact opposite. Now, I took two trades on the day, and they both worked out fantastic. So I'm not complaining. It's just that I thought the market might have done the opposite initially. So we opened and basically drove straight up. Took a very small put position. Like I said, maybe I would take at the bottom of M and value low from Friday. Very small. As we continue to go up, I watched it for the most part, added a little bit more in A, and then loaded up. When B took out A, I went pretty big on puts. And the reason I did that is the reason I gave this morning. I thought the odds, and everything's about odds, I thought the odds of taking out the weekly high, monthly high, all-time high, and getting extension weren't that good because of all the quote-unquote news data and stuff we have coming out later in the week. I didn't think there'd be an incentive. I didn't think they would have the energy to do it. And lo and behold, they did not. C period couldn't even take out the high, started riding it down, and I rode the position down in C, D, E, and F and got flat. It was a very good trade, and I was very, very happy with it. I got most of it in D at the bottom. I had a couple small left at the end. Then the only other trade I made, I went long calls because just like I didn't think the buyers had it in them to really get extension here, same down here. Now the fact that we had a huge gap, I didn't think the sellers were certainly going to fill it late in the day. Now they did a better job than I thought they would as far as keeping the market down. Not so much eating away at the gap, but we didn't get the pop I thought we would. It still turned out to be a very nice trade though for me, as I started buying it at Friday's low and then loaded up pretty good at J's low. And then when it came up in J, started taking some off back at A's low, K, and then when L popped, took the rest off. Thought we might get some kind of pop for an after. I mean, I'm going to use it as the afternoon rally high, but man, we only got 5 ticks above K's high. So I was kind of surprised that we didn't get more of a pop above there. So, actually really can't use it as an afternoon rally high because it didn't even take out J's high, which is what we wore one time framing down, so I could use it. Anyway, got out of the trade. It was a very nice trade. And then I just watched M period probes. Okay, let's go over destinations and then we'll look at the chart. So for the upside now, we have a bunch of them. First and foremost, we have the price probe, which is M's low. I'm sorry, not M's low. J's low at 313.94. So when we took out J's low, that became the price probe in the last time frame, right? The market's probing, and we don't know if it's accepted or rejected until A period tomorrow morning. Then we have the price spike. I will only use a price spike on the upside or downside if they occur in J, K, and L later in the afternoon. Well, it occurred in J period when we took out H's low and we didn't close above it. If you close above it, then the price spike failed. But we closed below it. So 314.31 is now our price spike. And if you notice throughout in L and M, L got above it. I thought some shorts that would maybe was still short at these levels and below would cover. Didn't get much of a pop. So once M got back below that price spike, the sellers got emboldened and took it down. All right, know your competition. So the price spike at 314.31. Then I will use L's heights, not much higher, at 314.45 as our afternoon rally high, as that's the only time we stopped one time framing down from the high of the day. Then above that, we have today's high of 315.18, and you should have the rest of the ones I gave you this morning. For the downside, all we have is today's low of 313.80 and then filling the gap at 312.25. It's now 155 points. And then I gave you a bunch of downside destinations on this morning's video, so hopefully you wrote them down. And then let's check the charts. So monthly, once again, right? Almost a third of the way through the month. We're healthy, it's up, and the gap is my main focus. Weekly, right? Traders are going to do what worked till it doesn't work anymore. Well, I did it too. I shorted it up here. We're at the top of a 4-week balance. Sellers sold it, right? They ran it up in A, a little bit in B, and that's all they got. So we're still in balance. Still close to the top of the balance, but we did come off the high pretty good. Daily. We stopped the one-time framing up, right? We one-time framed up for 3 days. We have 2 gaps, a lot of poor structure. Just like we repaired, we have it back. Now, the way we closed today, I wouldn't be surprised if they attempt to get back into the gap tomorrow. The question is, again, with the energy level, with the desire by the sellers or the bears to close that gap maybe before the Fed speaks on Wednesday, possibly. It remains to be seen. But there is a lot of, if it doesn't get filled before Wednesday, at some point it will get filled. Right? There's a lot of poor structure that's still below this market. Okay? And not just in this area either. There's still gaps and stuff, whatnot, all the way down. It takes time to repair them at times, but eventually they usually get filled. So the daily is now in balance. The gaps are still my main focus. I hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.